So I'm off work for a whole year. A guy that has never, ever, like I missed a half a day work in my life.
Yeah.
And here I am, you know, like if you could think about
Knowing you, I know how that didn't sit.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
Terry. And then I got myself a job.
But during that time, while
Yes.
you were off for a year,
Yes.
what were you thinking about?
Oh, that's when I was back in the woods and I was cutting wood, trees, and I was really doing all this contemplative work. There's really deep thinking about life and what I'm here for and what do I have to contribute. And I was reading I was taking these books back, these religious books about saints and, you know, like, you know, St. Francis and St. Ignatius and like all of these, and I was taking this all in, and that's what was happening for me in that year. And so after a year of that, excuse me, I got a job, just one of those coffee trucks delivering, you know, different job sites and whatever. And in the meantime, while I was there, because of the work I did in AA, one of the things that happened was the treatment center, there was a treatment facility there that was well known in the region, well known across Canada actually, because there was only 2 addictionologists at the time in Canada, and they both worked in this treatment facility.
On PEI?
Yeah, Dr. Leo Clore and Dr. Marjorie Smith. And anyway, what happened was I got to know people through AA, and a lot of people at AA worked there. And one of the guys, a supervisor, was in what's called the assessment unit, and that's where they brought the guys in from the street, you know, that were drunk, or the street guys or whatever. Cops would bring guys in because they were in a fight in a bar or whatever. So I said to the guy, listen, I want a job here, I want a job. And what they had done before that, they gave me a job as an aftercare counselor at the halfway house. So when a guy finished the treatment facility program, they would have to go to a halfway house for 3 months or whatever. And when they were there, they had to attend an aftercare meeting. And I did that once a week, okay?
Yeah.
And what was happening is these guys started talking about how effective I was with them and stuff. And so when I asked this guy for a job, he said, well, I do have a job for you. It's 1 day a week, but you have to quit your other job.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Let's start at beginning again.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 day a week, and give up what I have, which wasn't much.
Okay.
It wasn't the same as if, you know, it wasn't the same as coming from Calgary and giving that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did. I went home and told my wife, I'm quitting. I'm starting this.
How's that flying down there?
So my batting average is not very.
About an over.
Exactly. So she definitely needs to be canonized for her work of living with me for the 30 years that it did last.
Yeah.
And 2 beautiful children from that. And anyway, so I did. I quit. And even though she disagreed, no, I'm going. This is how I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I never got less than 23 shifts a month. That in the period of time that I was in this assessment unit, which was I think it was 8 months.
Okay.
And lots of times it was midnight shift, and I don't do well after 10 o'clock at night. So it was an 8-bed unit, and these guys come in, they're having seizures, and they're puking up, and they're doing all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there wide awake, and all of a sudden, I'm asleep. Like it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I you know what? I'm trying to stay awake.
Sure.
I'm trying. I slept that day, you know, and tried to stay awake, and I couldn't. And there'd be times I wake up and oh God, it's 2 hours later, and I'm you know. So finally, I went to the doctor, Dr. Leo Clore, and I said, Leo, I have to quit. I have to resign. I can't stay awake on that midnight shift.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So give me 2 weeks, Don. Don't you dare do a thing. Don't you do anything. Just keep doing what you're doing for 2 weeks, and I'll be back to you. So he got back to me, and it was like, Okay, Donn, you start on the treatment center as an addiction therapist assistant. You start there on Monday.